If you're interested in style, what you usually want is a confident understanding of what your personal style is like. That's because there's so many different ways to be stylish and beautiful. Just scrolling through Instagram for a minute, you can see people doing glamorous boho, sporty casual, chic minimalism. There are so many options out there, and if you haven't figured out your style yet, then all of these options can feel so overwhelming. It can feel like maybe you should be doing all of those things, and then you end up spending money on things that you never even wear and didn't even want. Or maybe you never buy anything because you just feel like there are too many options and you don't know how to decide. On the other hand, it is so nice when you do figure it out to have that clarity, the vision, and it is such a relief to be able to actually know and trust yourself and feel like, okay, this is my style. This is what I enjoy wearing. So if you're not there yet, let's talk first about what you have tried and why it hasn't worked. You might have tried taking inspiration from people around you, or influencers, or the current trends. You might have tried following style advice to make Pinterest boards, just go and try things on in stores, just kind of experiment. You might have also received style advice from systems, which give you a checklist like, here's what you could try wearing based on your body type, your facial features, your coloring. And none of this advice is bad, it can be helpful to some extent. But you're watching this video because that advice wasn't enough. It didn't help you get what you want and what you deserve, which is a really clear, confident vision of this is for me, this is not for me. And which, by the way, is not about necessarily deciding one aesthetic. It's just about having the confidence and discernment of what your style feels like. I'm going to explain why this other style advice didn't quite work so we can understand what's going to work. Here's a simple model of how most style recommendations work. Most advice is focused on this blue circle. Here's the stuff you should try. And then you take the recommendations, you try them on, see what works for you, and the idea is that you should take what you like and leave the rest. Why doesn't this work? Why can't you just start with the recommendations and figure out what you want? That's because for most people, the problem is actually in that second step, the white circle. It's that when you're trying the things on, you're not really sure. Do I like it or not? You're not really able to sort out your impressions and experiences neatly into the here's what I like and here's what I don't like pile. Instead, everything is just kind of jumbled up and it feels kind of bad. And so, all of that style advice might be good, but it doesn't work if you can't tell whether you like something or not. And maybe that you don't trust that inner voice, might be that you don't even hear it. Maybe like when you put things on, you're just like, I don't know, I guess it's nice. And what that looks like, this not knowing, is either you might be trying on something that's actually great for you, but you hesitate, you feel unsure, you come up with reasons why you shouldn't have it, you stop yourself. Or the other way around, you could be trying on something that's not suited for you. It feels bad. But then you just convince yourself to buy it, to wear it, just for some reason. So, in either way, you're pushing against your actual desires and your own taste. So why does this happen? Why would we do that? Let me give you a really simple psychological insight. It happens not because you're a dummy who doesn't know anything about style. It happens because we are taught throughout our lives to doubt and ignore our intuitions, our taste, and our desire. And usually this is not some nefarious plot against you. For example, maybe there just wasn't a lot of money growing up. So you had to learn to make do with the clothes that didn't feel good on you. That's just a part of life. It happens. Maybe you liked something in school and the other kids made fun of it, or they just didn't think it was cool. They weren't impressed, and they're kids, right? So, all of this is just a regular part of life, but it is also so hurtful to feel like your taste is wrong, like it doesn't matter what you think. It hurts. And over time, it teaches us to doubt ourselves, to silence our voice, and to second guess what we think. On top of this kind of initial layer of confusion, then there's so many more layers of people telling us what we're supposed to like and wear. Here's that neckline you have to wear. Here are these trends you have to stop wearing. There's just a lot of opinions out there, and they usually mean really well. But if you're not rooted in that inner knowing of what I like, what I don't like, those opinions are destabilizing. They lead to confusion and they lead to overwhelm because you can't kind of leave the advice that doesn't work for you. So that's a real thing you want to work on. And just hearing me talk about it, you might already have some ideas, but I am going to offer you two really simple and super powerful style exercises for this, okay? So, first, we want to work on your inner yes. This is my favorite. I start all of my style courses with this. How does it feel like to you when something is actually good? How do you personally know that the thing you're wearing is a yay for you? It seems so basic, but many of us are unable to notice this. We are often unable to compliment ourselves without a but. Like, I like this dress, but I wish it had a belt. But I wish my calves were rounder. But then it would be really good. We just come up with this like tidal wave of concerns and no's, and it covers up that initial feeling of like, yeah, I like the dress. So one thing I really want to encourage you to do is to practice complimenting yourself without adding reservations. I always say this is not about toxic positivity and pretending like there's no problem. It's just about setting the concerns and the issues aside for a moment, focusing on the yes, because that's the muscle that is underdeveloped that we're trying to train. So, for example, when you get dressed in the morning, ooh, I really like the colors. When you just happen to notice yourself in the mirror, oh, my hair looks pretty. Taking note of what is a yes without the reservation, and then eventually starting to notice, how does that yes feel like in your internal landscape? What does it literally feel like for you when something is a yes? For me, yes is a shimmery, happy heart feeling. It's very, very soft. It is not like this hell yeah, full body yes that some other people have. It's more like an ooh, you know? And then there's some other tells I have. So for my behavior, I reach for something a lot. As soon as I buy it, I'm excited to wear it. I'm excited to be seen in it. Then I know I like it. That's how I know something is a yes for me. The shimmery happy heart glow. You might notice, for example, something in your posture. You might notice something about the way you move in an outfit. You might notice that if it's a piece you like, you're excited to style it in many different ways. You have your own flavor, and I want you to discover, what does that inner yes feel like, and get comfortable noticing. So that's the first exercise. Second, I want you to pay attention to how it feels like when you override your no. Because we all have that no, starting from when we're babies, right? No, I don't want to wear this. But we override that no. And again, sometimes we do this for good reasons. Sometimes it's a bad habit because we're used to overriding it. When you're in the dressing room, you don't love the jeans, but you're like, I don't really have the energy to try these on. I might as well just buy them and deal with them. But will you? Or you have a dress on and you don't really like the dress, but you know it's correct for your body type, or it was a gift from your mom, so you should be wearing it, but it feels bad. This is a general pattern where you don't want the thing, but you're like telling yourself, just deal with it. And what we want to do is to learn to recognize when we're doing that. I want you to learn to notice. This is not about purging, by the way. Not everything in your wardrobe needs to be a total yes. You maybe have valid reasons for overriding some of your no's, like you just have to wear something. That's fine. We have to do that. That's being a person. The goal here is just to notice when we're doing it so we can learn to be more intentional. And then when you're bringing new things into your wardrobe, you can notice and be like, oh, this is not clicking for me. I'm only buying this because this person told me I should wear it, or because my mom likes it. And that can really help you avoid that mistake and just feel more empowered. So these are 2 steps. They're so simple. They're truly transformative. If you implement them into your style practice for a couple of weeks, or ideally a month, Then you're going to start to gain confidence in your yes and no, and you'll be able to make choices so much easier, and it's going to flow, and you will feel like you're figuring out your style. If you want to learn more about making good style choices, I call this a style logic, and I have a series of short videos that helps you master this concept through the framework of the Style Key, which is my system for personal style. I'm going to link that right here and below. You can check it out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.